How much longer will you wait to live the life you've always dreamed of? Think about it. How many more mornings will you wake up, make excuses, and let the best version of yourself remain buried under fear and procrastination? The truth is, time doesn't wait for anyone. The clock is always ticking, and every moment you hesitate, opportunities are slipping away, never to return. Here's the hard reality. Most people spend their lives trapped in a loop. They wake up, go through the motions, and fall asleep only to repeat the same unfulfilling routine. They tell themselves, I'll start tomorrow, or next year, I'll make a change. But let me ask you this. How many tomorrows have you already wasted? How many New Year's resolutions have you let fall apart by February? If you're honest with yourself, the answer might sting, but that's good. Pain is a signal for change. The life you want is waiting for you, but here's the catch. It's not going to come to you. You have to go after it. Success, happiness, and fulfillment aren't rewards handed out to the lucky few. They are earned by those who are willing to wake up, confront their fears, and take action. This video isn't just another motivational speech. It's a wake-up call. A chance to break free from the chains of mediocrity and step into the extraordinary life that's been calling your name. But here's the deal. You have to stay until the end. Why? Because this isn't about empty words or feel-good cliches. By the end of this video, you'll have the mindset and tools to take control of your life and stop wasting precious time. Imagine waking up every day with clarity, purpose, and the unstoppable drive to achieve your goals. That's what's waiting for you if you stick around. Now, let's talk about the one thing most people ignore: the value of time. Time is your most valuable resource, more precious than money, fame, or possessions. You can lose money and make it back. You can fall behind in your career and catch up. But lost time? That's gone forever. Every second you spend doubting yourself, every hour you waste scrolling through distractions, every day you let slip by without taking action is a piece of your life you'll never get back. Think about it this way. What if someone handed you an hourglass and told you that it represented the exact amount of time you had left on this earth? Would you still waste hours complaining, hesitating, or waiting for the perfect moment to start? Or would you flip that hourglass over and make every grain of sand count? The truth is, your hourglass is already running. And while you can't see how much sand is left, you have complete control over what you do with the time you have. Here's another question. Why do we wait? Why do we hold ourselves back when we know deep down that we're capable of more? The answer is simple. It's fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, and sometimes even fear of success. Fear convinces us to play small, to settle for less, and to avoid taking risks. But let me tell you something. Fear is a liar. It's not there to protect you. It's there to keep you stuck. The people who achieve greatness aren't fearless. They're courageous. They feel the fear, acknowledge it, and move forward anyway. And guess what? The moment you start taking action, fear begins to lose its grip. Confidence doesn't come from waiting until you're ready. It comes from doing the things you once thought were impossible. Let me share this. The world doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your doubts or the reasons you haven't started yet. What the world responds to is action. The person who takes consistent, deliberate steps toward their goals is the person who wins every single time. So here's my challenge for you. Stop for a moment and reflect. Are you living the life you truly want, or are you settling for the life you think you're stuck with? If it's the latter, it's time to make a decision. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. Because the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to break free. And here's the reward for making that decision: freedom. Freedom from regret, from what ifs, and from the weight of knowing you could have done more. The moment you choose to take control, you'll unlock a version of yourself that you never thought possible. A version that's disciplined, focused, and unstoppable. So, are you ready to make the change? Are you ready to stop wasting years and start building a life that you're proud of? This is your moment. Don't let it slip away. Stick with me, and by the end of this journey, you'll have everything you need to create the life you deserve. Let's get started. What if I told you that your life right now is a direct result of the choices you've made up to this point? That every success, every failure, every moment of happiness or regret has been shaped by one thing: your decision. It's a humbling realization, isn't it? But here's the good news. No matter what your life looks like today, you hold the power to change it. Choice is the most powerful tool you have. It's what separates the dreamers from the doers, the average from the extraordinary. Every single day, you're faced with hundreds of decisions: what to focus on, what to ignore, whether to push forward or give up. And while some of these choices might seem small, they add up over time to define your future. The question is, are you making the right ones? Let's get real for a moment. How often do you find yourself choosing comfort over growth? It's easy to stay in your comfort zone. It feels safe, familiar, even reassuring. But let me ask you this, has anything truly remarkable ever come from staying comfortable? The answer is no. Growth demands discomfort. It requires you to step into the unknown, face challenges head on, and embrace the possibility of failure. But here's the reward. Every time you make the choice to grow, you become stronger, wiser, and closer to the life you've always wanted. Think about it. Every person you admire, every success story you've heard has one thing in common. They chose to rise above their circumstances. They chose to work when others rested. They chose to persist when others gave up. They chose to believe in themselves when the world doubted them. And you can do the same. But let's not sugarcoat it. Making the right choices isn't easy. It takes discipline, courage, and a willingness to sacrifice. It means waking up early when you'd rather sleep in. It means saying no to distractions and yes to the things that truly matter. It means holding yourself accountable even when it's uncomfortable. But here's the truth. The choices that challenge you the most are the ones that transform you the most. Now, let's talk about the excuses that hold you back. I don't have enough time. I'm not talented enough. I'll start when I feel ready. These are lies you tell yourself to justify staying where you are. But deep down, you know the truth. You do have the time, you do have the ability, and you don't need to feel ready to start, you just need to start. Every excuse you make is a choice to settle, to wait, to put off your potential for another day. But here's the harsh reality. Life doesn't wait. If you don't choose to take control, someone else will make the choices for you. And when that happens, you'll find yourself living a life that doesn't reflect who you truly are or what you're capable of. So how do you start making better choices? It begins with clarity. You need to know what you want and why you want it. Without a clear vision, you'll find yourself drifting through life, reacting to whatever comes your way instead of taking charge. But when you have a purpose, every choice becomes a step towards something meaningful. Ask yourself this: what kind of life do you want to live? What legacy do you want to leave behind? Write it down, visualize it, make it so clear that it becomes impossible to ignore, and then make every choice with that vision in mind. Here's the truth. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to make the right choice every single time. What matters is consistency. It's about showing up day after day and choosing to be better than you were yesterday. Even small choices, like reading a book instead of scrolling through social media or exercising instead of watching TV, can lead to massive results over time. It's called the compound effect. Small actions repeated consistently create extraordinary outcomes. And the best part, this principle works in every area of your life: your health, your relationships, your career. So don't underestimate the power of small, intentional choices. They might seem insignificant in the moment, but they're building the foundation for your future. Now, let's address the fear of failure. Because let's be honest, failure is a possibility. But here's the secret. Failure isn't the end, it's a teacher. Every mistake, every setback is an opportunity to learn and grow. The only real failure is the choice to stop trying. So don't let the fear of falling hold you back. Instead, embrace it. Use it as fuel to push harder, to keep going, to prove to yourself that you're capable of so much more than you ever imagined. And here's the most important thing to remember. No one else can make these choices for you. Your friends, your family, society, they can all influence you, but the final decision is always yours. You are the author of your story, and every choice you make is a line in that story. Will it be a story of courage, resilience, and triumph, or will it be one of missed opportunities and regret? The power is in your hands. Right here, right now, this moment is a choice. What will you do with it? Will you keep waiting, or will you rise up and take control of your life? The decision is yours, and it's one that only you can make. Choose wisely, because your future depends on it. What separates those who dream from those who achieve? It's not talent, luck, or opportunity. It's discipline. Discipline is the quiet force that drives success. It's the commitment to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. And in a world full of distractions, mastering discipline is your greatest advantage. Think about it. How often do we let our feelings dictate our actions? I'll work on my goals tomorrow. I'm too tired today. I deserve a break. These are the thoughts that sabotage your progress. Discipline means silencing those excuses and showing up anyway. It means doing the hard work, not because you feel motivated, but because it's necessary. Let's be clear, discipline isn't punishment, it's self-respect. It's the acknowledgement that your goals, your dreams, and your potential are worth the effort. Every time you choose discipline, you're telling yourself that your future matters more than your present comfort. And that's a powerful message. But here's the thing, discipline isn't something you're born with. It's a skill, and like any skill, it can be developed. It starts with small actions. Waking up when your alarm goes off instead of hitting snooze. Choosing to focus on your work instead of scrolling through your phone. Keeping a promise to yourself no matter how insignificant it seems. These small wins build momentum, and over time, they create the foundation for extraordinary discipline. Imagine this, you have two versions of yourself. One is the person who gives in to distractions, procrastinates, and avoids discomfort. The other is the person who stays focused, takes action, and embraces challenges. Every choice you make determines which version of yourself you become. Who do you want to be? Discipline is freedom. It might sound contradictory, but think about it. When you lack discipline, you become a slave to your impulses, your distractions, and your excuses. But when you master discipline, you gain control over your life. You decide where your time, energy, and attention go. You create a life that aligns with your values and aspirations. Now let's talk about the role of habits in discipline. Habits are the building blocks of your life. The things you do consistently, day in and day out, shape your future. And the beauty of habits is that they make discipline easier. When you turn a positive action into a habit, it becomes automatic. You no longer have to rely on willpower or motivation. It's just part of who you are. But building good habits requires intention. You have to start small, set realistic goals, focus on one habit at a time, and most importantly, stay consistent. It's not about being perfect. It's about making progress. Every time you stick to your habit, you're strengthening your discipline. And over time, those small actions lead to massive transformation. Here's the truth that many people overlook. Discipline isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. You're going to have setbacks. You're going to have days when you fall short. But what matters is that you don't let those moments define you. Every time you stumble, you have a choice. Stay down or get back up. Discipline means choosing to rise no matter how many times you fall. And let's not forget the importance of accountability. Discipline is easier when you have someone or something holding you accountable. It could be a mentor, a friend, or even a written commitment to yourself. Accountability keeps you honest. It reminds you of your goals when you're tempted to stray. So find a system that works for you and use it to stay on track. Here's a question to consider. What's at stake if you don't master discipline? Think about the opportunities you'll miss, the goals you'll never achieve, the life you'll never live. Is temporary comfort really worth sacrificing your potential? The answer is no. Discipline isn't just a tool for success, it's a necessity. Without it, you'll never become the person you're meant to be. But discipline isn't just about what you gain, it's also about who you become. Every time you choose discipline, you're strengthening your character. You're building resilience, focus, and self-control. These qualities don't just help you achieve your goals, they make you a better person. They prepare you to handle challenges, overcome obstacles, and inspire others. So how do you start building discipline today? Begin with a simple promise to yourself. Choose one action that aligns with your goals and commit to it. It could be as small as drinking a glass of water every morning, writing for 5 minutes, or exercising for 10 minutes. The size of the action doesn't matter. What matters is that you follow through. And remember this, discipline isn't about depriving yourself. It's about empowering yourself. It's about creating a life that reflects your values, your dreams, and your potential. It's about taking control of your destiny and refusing to settle for less. So ask yourself, are you willing to do what it takes? Are you willing to embrace discipline, even when it's uncomfortable? Are you willing to choose growth over comfort, progress over excuses, and purpose over distractions? The answer lies within you. Discipline is a choice, and it's one you have to make every single day. But here's the promise. If you choose discipline, you'll unlock a level of success, freedom, and fulfillment that most people only dream of. The path isn't easy, but it's worth it. So start today. Take that first step. Make that first choice. And remember, every act of discipline brings you closer to the life you deserve. What scares you more? The discomfort of effort or the regret of never trying? Pause and think about it, because one of these fears will define your life. Regret is one of the heaviest burdens you can carry. It doesn't hit you all at once. It creeps up slowly, growing with every missed opportunity and every ignored dream. It whispers in your ear, reminding you of what could have been if only you'd had the courage to act. And here's the truth. Regret doesn't fade, it lingers. becoming a constant reminder of what you gave up by staying in your comfort zone. Have you ever looked back on a moment in your life and wished you had done things differently? Maybe it was a chance to start a business, pursue a passion, or rebuild a broken relationship. You tell yourself, I'll get another chance, but deep down, you know some opportunities never come back. Regret isn't just about what you did wrong, it's about what you didn't do at all. But why do we let fear hold us back? It's because we're wired to avoid pain. The mind tells you that effort is painful, rejection is painful, failure is painful. But here's the irony. The pain of regret is far greater than all of them combined. Because effort, rejection, and failure are temporary. They teach you, shape you, and make you stronger. Regret, on the other hand, lasts a lifetime. Think about this. At the end of your life, you won't remember the times you failed. You'll remember the times you didn't even try. You'll wonder what could have been if you had only dared to take a risk. The fear of regret should be your greatest motivator. It should push you to take action, to say yes to opportunities, and to live without holding back. Here's the hard truth. Comfort is the enemy of growth. It's easy to stay where you are, to avoid challenges, and to settle for less. But comfort comes at a cost. It costs your potential, your dreams, and your future. It traps you in a life of mediocrity where you're safe but unfulfilled. The question is, are you willing to trade a life of meaning for a life of ease? Regret often comes from the things we think we have time to do later. I'll start next year. I'll take that chance when I'm ready. But time is the one thing you can never get back. Every day that passes is a day you'll never have again. You can't control how much time you have, but you can control how you use it. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. The only moment you have is now. Here's something powerful to remember. Every step you take toward your dreams, no matter how small, is a step away from regret. Every time you choose action over hesitation, courage over fear, and growth over comfort, you're rewriting your future. You're creating a life you can look back on with pride, knowing you gave it everything you had. But how do you overcome the fear of failure that keeps you stuck? By shifting your perspective. Failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of the process. Every failure teaches you something valuable. It shows you what doesn't work, strengthens your resilience, and brings you closer to your goals. The only true failure is never trying. Here's another thing. You don't need to have it all figured out. So many people let the fear of making the wrong choice paralyze them. They wait for certainty, for guarantees, for a sign that it's the right time. But life doesn't work that way. Sometimes you have to take the leap and trust that you'll figure it out as you go. Because even if you stumble, you'll be further ahead than if you stayed where you are. Ask yourself, what would you do if you weren't afraid? What dream would you chase? What risks would you take? And what life would you create? Hold on to that vision because it's a glimpse of what's possible for you. The fear of regret isn't there to paralyze you, it's there to wake you up. To remind you that your time is limited and your potential is limitless. And here's the most important part. The decisions you make today will define your future. Your actions right now are shaping the life you'll look back on years from now. Will you be proud of the person you became, or will you wish you had done more? The choice is yours. So let go of the fear that's holding you back. Stop worrying about what might go wrong and start focusing on what could go right. Take that first step, even if it scares you, because the cost of regret is far greater than the cost of effort. And the only way to avoid regret is to live fully, to try boldly, and to give your all. Remember this, the future is a blank page, and you're the one holding the pen. You can write a story of excuses and missed opportunities, or you can write a story of courage, action, and success. The power is in your hands. So start writing, start living, start becoming the person you're meant to be. And when you look back on your life years from now, you won't have to wonder what could have been. You'll know you gave it everything you had. And that's the ultimate reward, a life with no regrets. If you had the discipline to do what you know you should, where would you be today? Think about it. How many dreams, goals, and opportunities have slipped through your fingers because you lacked the discipline to stay consistent? Discipline isn't just a skill, it's the foundation of every great achievement. Here's the truth. Motivation might get you started, but it's discipline that keeps you going. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like the wind. One day you feel unstoppable, and the next, you don't even want to get out of bed. But discipline shows up no matter how you feel. It doesn't care about your mood or your excuses. It's the quiet force that keeps you on track, even when everything around you says to quit. Most people think discipline is about being harsh or rigid, but discipline is actually the greatest form of self-love. It's the promise you make to yourself that you won't settle for less than your potential. It's choosing long-term rewards over short-term comfort. And yes, it's hard, but so is staying stuck in the same place wishing you had done more. Let's break it down. Why is discipline so hard to master? Because we're wired to seek comfort. Your brain is designed to avoid pain and pursue pleasure. It's why you hit snooze instead of getting up early. It's why you procrastinate instead of tackling your goals. It's why you settle for what's easy instead of striving for what's meaningful. Discipline is the act of overriding this natural tendency. It's training your mind to prioritize what matters over what feels good in the moment. Imagine this: every time you choose discipline, you're building a muscle. At first, it feels weak and shaky. You stumble, you fall, you feel like giving up. But the more you practice, the stronger that muscle becomes. Over time, discipline becomes second nature. It becomes who you are. But here's the catch. Discipline isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. You will slip up. You will have days when you fall short. That's okay. What matters is that you get back up and keep going. The road to success isn't a straight line. It's filled with detours and setbacks. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward, no matter how many times you're knocked down. Think about the people you admire most: the athletes, the artists, the leaders, the innovators. What sets them apart isn't talent alone. It's their discipline. It's their ability to show up every single day, even when it's hard, even when they don't feel like it. Talent might open the door, but discipline is what keeps it open. And here's the thing: discipline isn't about grand gestures. It's about the small, consistent actions you take every day. It's about waking up a little earlier, working a little harder, and pushing yourself a little further. These small steps might not seem like much in the moment, but over time, they add up to massive results. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. How do you build discipline when you don't feel like it? The answer is simple, but not easy. Start small. You don't need to overhaul your entire life overnight. Pick one area where you want to improve and commit to a small, manageable action. Maybe it's exercising for 10 minutes a day, reading one chapter of a book, or saving a little money each week. The key is consistency. And here's the most important part. Don't wait to feel ready. If you wait for the perfect moment, you'll be waiting forever. Take action now, even if it's uncomfortable, especially if it's uncomfortable, because the more you push through discomfort, the easier it becomes. What once felt impossible starts to feel routine, but let's not sugarcoat it. Discipline is a battle. It's a fight between who you are and who you want to become. And the battlefield is your mind. Your thoughts will try to sabotage you. They'll tell you it's too hard, too late, or not worth it. But you have the power to override those thoughts. You have the power to choose action over excuses. Here's a question to ask yourself every day. What can I do today that my future self will thank me for? This simple question shifts your focus from immediate gratification to long-term gain. It reminds you that every choice you make is shaping the person you're becoming. And don't underestimate the power of momentum. The hardest part of any task is getting started. But once you take that first step, the second step becomes easier, and then the third. Discipline creates momentum, and momentum creates progress. So where do you start? Start with the basics. Master the fundamentals. Create a routine that supports your goals. And most importantly, hold yourself accountable. Don't rely on others to push you. Push yourself. Because here's the truth. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to force you to chase your dreams or reach your potential. It's up to you. And that's a good thing, because when you take ownership of your life, you gain the power to change it. Discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you want to be. It's not about being perfect. It's about being persistent. It's not about having all the answers. It's about having the courage to take the first step. And when you look back on your life, you won't remember the days you stayed in your comfort zone. You'll remember the days you pushed yourself, the days you showed up, and the days you chose discipline over excuses. Because those are the days that shape your destiny. Those are the days that lead to greatness. Every moment of your life comes down to one thing: choice. The choices you make, big or small, shape the life you live. Every success, every failure, every missed opportunity, it all stems from a choice you made or failed to make. That's the beauty of life. It's not just about the circumstances you face, it's about how you respond to them. Think about it. Your life right now is the result of every choice you've made up to this point. It's not your parents, your boss, or society holding you back. It's not the economy, your past, or some external force. It's you. It's always been you. That's not a burden, it's a gift. Because if you're responsible for where you are, then you hold the power to change it. But here's where most people get stuck. They wait. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect conditions, the perfect opportunity. And in waiting, they give up their power. Because life doesn't wait for you. It moves forward with or without you. The question is, are you moving with it? Let's talk about excuses. How many times have you told yourself, I'll start tomorrow? How many times have you let fear, doubt, or laziness hold you back? Excuses are the enemy of growth. They're comfortable lies we tell ourselves to justify staying the same. But here's the truth. Every excuse you make is a choice. It's a choice to stay where you are instead of stepping into who you could be. The good news is you have the power to choose differently. You can choose to stop blaming your circumstances and start taking responsibility for your life. You can choose to stop waiting and start doing. It doesn't matter how small the step is. What matters is that you take it. Here's the thing, choice is the ultimate freedom. No matter what happens to you, no matter what challenges you face, you always have a choice in how you respond. You can choose to see obstacles as opportunities. You can choose to learn from failure instead of being defeated by it. You can choose to grow, to evolve, to become better. But let's be honest, making the right choice isn't always easy. It's easier to stay in your comfort zone. It's easier to do what you've always done. But easy doesn't lead to greatness. Easy doesn't lead to fulfillment. Easy is the enemy of progress. So how do you start making better choices? Start by getting clear on what you want. What kind of life do you want to live? What kind of person do you want to be? When you have a clear vision, your choices become simpler. They're no longer about what's easy or convenient. They're about what aligns with your goals. And remember this, not making a choice is still a choice. It's a choice to let life happen to you instead of taking control. Don't let fear of failure or fear of the unknown stop you, because the truth is the only way to truly fail is to do nothing. Let's take it a step further. Every choice you make is a vote for the person you want to become. When you choose to work hard, you're voting for success. When you choose to be kind, you're voting for compassion. When you choose to take risks, you're voting for courage. Over time, these votes add up. They create momentum. They shape your identity. And here's the most empowering part. You don't have to wait for a new year, a new month, or a new week to start making better choices. You can start right now. You can choose to be better today than you were yesterday. You can choose to take one step closer to your goals. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be intentional. But let's address the fear of making the wrong choice. It's real, it's valid, and it's something we all face. But here's the truth. There are no wrong choices, only lessons. Every choice you make teaches you something. Even if it doesn't work out the way you hoped, you gain wisdom, experience, and clarity. You grow. So, instead of fearing the wrong choice, focus on making the best choice you can with the information you have. Trust yourself, trust your ability to figure it out as you go. Because growth doesn't come from avoiding mistakes, it comes from learning from them. And don't forget this, your choices don't just affect you, they affect the people around you. They set an example for your family, your friends, your community. When you choose to rise above your challenges, you inspire others to do the same. When you choose to chase your dreams, you give others permission to chase theirs. So take a moment to reflect. What choices have brought you to this point? What choices can you make today to create a better tomorrow? It's not about changing everything overnight. It's about making one choice, then another, one step at a time, because here's the truth. Your choices are your power. They're the key to unlocking your potential. They're the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. And every single day, you have the opportunity to choose differently, to choose better, to choose greatness. So what will you choose today? Will you choose to stay the same, or will you choose to rise? Will you choose to let life happen to you, or will you choose to take control? The choice is yours. It's always been yours, and it always will be. What if the key to ultimate freedom wasn't found in avoiding responsibility, but in embracing discipline. That might sound counterintuitive, but let's dig deeper. Discipline isn't about restriction. It's not about saying no to the things you want forever. Instead, discipline is about creating a life where you're in control. It's about saying yes to your future, to your dreams, and to your potential. Most people see discipline as a burden. They think it's something that takes away joy or forces them to live in constant sacrifice. But here's the reality. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Without it, dreams remain dreams. Without it, potential remains untapped. Now, think about this. When you lack discipline, who is really in control? It's not you. It's your impulses, your distractions, your laziness. It's everything external pulling you away from the life you want to live. But when you cultivate discipline, you take back that control. You decide how your time is spent. You decide what gets your energy. You decide what kind of life you're building. Discipline isn't about being perfect. It's not about waking up at 4 a.m. every day or never making mistakes. Discipline is about consistency. It's about showing up for yourself even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. Because here's the truth. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline stays. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward when motivation fades. Imagine this for a moment. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you're strengthening your willpower. You're building mental muscles that make it easier to resist temptation in the future. It's like training for a marathon. Each step might feel small, but over time they add up to something extraordinary. But let's not ignore the resistance you'll face. Your mind will tell you it's too hard. It will beg you to take the easy way out. That voice in your head, that's not you. That's fear. That's comfort talking. Your real voice, your true self, is the one that says, I can do this. The one that whispers, one more step, one more try. Here's a powerful truth. Every act of discipline is an act of self-respect. When you choose to honor your commitments, when you choose to work on your goals instead of scrolling through your phone, you're telling yourself, I am worth the effort. And isn't that what we all want? To feel worthy, to feel capable, to feel like we're living a life of purpose? Discipline isn't just about achieving big goals either. It's about the little things. It's about the decision to get out of bed when your alarm goes off. It's about choosing to eat foods that nourish your body instead of ones that leave you sluggish. It's about taking 5 minutes to plan your day so you don't waste hours wondering where to start. And here's the best part. The more disciplined you become, the freer you feel. Think about it. When you're disciplined with your time, you create space for the things that matter most. When you're disciplined with your finances, you free yourself from the stress of debt. When you're disciplined with your health, you gain the energy and vitality to enjoy life fully. Let's talk about why discipline feels so hard at first. It's because your brain is wired for comfort. It wants to avoid pain and seek pleasure. But here's the twist. Real pleasure, real fulfillment, doesn't come from staying comfortable. It comes from growth. It comes from overcoming challenges and proving to yourself that you're capable of more than you thought. Discipline starts small. It starts with one decision, one habit, one promise to yourself that you keep. And as you honor that promise, you start to trust yourself more. You start to believe in your own ability to follow through. And that belief, that's the foundation for success. Here's a question for you. What's one area of your life where a little more discipline could create massive change? Is it your health, your relationships, your career, whatever it is? Start there. Don't try to overhaul your entire life overnight. Pick one thing, commit to it, and give yourself permission to grow at your own pace. Discipline also requires patience. It's not about instant results. It's about playing the long game. It's about planting seeds today that will grow into something extraordinary tomorrow. But you have to trust the process. You have to believe that every small step is bringing you closer to your goal. And let's not forget, discipline doesn't mean you have to do it alone. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, who challenge you, who hold you accountable. The right environment can make all the difference. It's not about being perfect, it's about being supported as you strive for better. So take a moment to reflect. What would your life look like if you embraced discipline, not as a burden, but as a gift? How much could you accomplish? How much happier, healthier, and more fulfilled could you be? Remember this, discipline is freedom. It's the freedom to create the life you want, the freedom to chase your dreams without hesitation, the freedom to live on your own terms. And every single day you have the power to choose it, to choose yourself, to choose your future, to choose the life you were meant to live. Because discipline isn't about what you're giving up. It's about everything you're gaining. When was the last time you truly owned every part of your life? Not just the good moments, but the tough ones too. Here's a truth that can change everything. Your life in its entirety is a reflection of the choices you've made and the actions you've taken. And the sooner you take full responsibility for it, the sooner you unlock the power to transform it. Responsibility isn't about blame. It's not about sitting in guilt or pointing fingers at yourself or others. Responsibility is about empowerment. It's about looking at your life and saying, this is mine. I have the power to change it. Too often we fall into the trap of excuses. I didn't have the resources. I wasn't given the same opportunities. It's not my fault. Life is unfair. But here's the reality. Life is unfair. It's unpredictable. It throws challenges at you that you didn't ask for. But what matters is how you respond. Do you let those challenges define you, or do you rise above them and take charge of your destiny? When you embrace responsibility, you take back control. You stop waiting for someone to come and save you. You stop relying on luck or circumstances to improve. You realize that every step forward starts with you. That's a powerful realization, because it means that no matter where you are right now, you can choose to move in a better direction. Taking responsibility isn't easy. It requires brutal honesty. It means looking at the areas of your life where you've fallen short and admitting that you could have done better. It means acknowledging the times when you let fear, doubt, or laziness hold you back. But this honesty, it's not about tearing yourself down. It's about building a stronger foundation. It's about recognizing where you've gone wrong so you can start making it right. Think about it this way. Every time you blame something or someone else for your situation, you're giving away your power. You're saying, I can't change this because it's not up to me. But when you take responsibility, you reclaim that power. You take ownership of your choices, your actions, and ultimately your future. This doesn't mean you have to have all the answers right now. It doesn't mean you won't stumble along the way, but it does mean that you're willing to try, that you're willing to learn, that you're willing to take one step at a time, no matter how difficult it feels. Here's a question to ask yourself. What are you holding back from taking responsibility for? Is it your health, your finances, your relationships, your dreams, whatever it is? Start there. Look at that area of your life and ask yourself, what can I do today to take back control? The truth is, responsibility is liberating. It's not about carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. It's about realizing that you're in the driver's seat, that you have the power to steer your life in the direction you want to go. And here's another truth. Responsibility doesn't mean doing it all alone. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to seek guidance. But even in those moments, the choice to reach out, the choice to grow, the choice to keep moving forward, that's still yours. Think about the people you admire, the ones who have achieved greatness, who live with purpose, who inspire others. Do you think they got there by making excuses, by blaming others? No. They got there because they took full ownership of their lives. They faced challenges head on. They made mistakes and learned from them. They didn't wait for permission to succeed. They created their own paths. You have that same potential. You have the same ability to take responsibility and turn your life into something extraordinary. But it starts with a decision. A decision to stop waiting, a decision to stop hiding, a decision to step up and take charge. And here's something important. Responsibility isn't just about big life-changing moments. It's about the small everyday choices that add up over time. It's about choosing to get out of bed when you'd rather hit snooze. It's about choosing to focus on your goals instead of distractions. It's about choosing to take care of yourself, even when it feels inconvenient. These small choices matter. They shape your habits, your mindset, and ultimately your life. And every time you make the choice to take responsibility, you're building momentum. You're proving to yourself that you're capable of more than you thought. So, what's holding you back? Fear, doubt, the belief that it's too late? Let me tell you something. It's never too late to take responsibility. It's never too late to start over. Every day is a new opportunity to choose differently, to act differently, to be different. And here's the best part. When you take responsibility, you inspire others to do the same. You become a leader, a role model, a source of strength for those around you. Your actions show others what's possible. Your choices remind them that they too have the power to change their lives. Responsibility is freedom. It's the freedom to create a life you're proud of, the freedom to chase your dreams without limits, the freedom to wake up every day knowing that you're living with purpose. So don't wait. Don't hesitate. Take responsibility for your life, for your choices, for your future, because everything you want, every dream, every goal, every victory starts with you. Perspective is everything. The way you view your circumstances, challenges, and opportunities can either empower you or keep you stuck. It's not the events in your life that shape your reality, it's how you interpret them. Your perspective is the lens through which you see the world, and that lens can either be your greatest asset or your biggest limitation. Think about this. Two people can face the exact same situation, but their outcomes can be entirely different based on how they view it. One person might see a challenge as a roadblock while the other sees it as a stepping stone. The difference isn't in the challenge itself, but in their perspective. The truth is, your mind is incredibly powerful. It has the ability to frame every situation in a way that serves you or holds you back. And while you can't always control what happens to you, you can always control how you respond to it. That response begins with your perspective. Start by asking yourself this: how are you interpreting the obstacles in your life right now? Are you seeing them as opportunities to grow, or are you letting them discourage you? Every challenge carries a lesson. Every setback is a chance to learn, to adapt, and to come back stronger. But you'll only see that if you choose to look for it. Perspective doesn't mean ignoring reality. It's not about pretending everything is perfect when it's not. It's about recognizing that even in the hardest moments, there's something to gain. It's about choosing to focus on what you can do rather than what's out of your control. Let's take failure, for example. So many people fear it, avoid it, and let it define their limits. But failure is one of life's greatest teachers. It's not the opposite of success, it's a part of it. When you fail, you learn what doesn't work. You gain insights that you couldn't have discovered otherwise. You build resilience. Failure isn't the end, it's the beginning of something better, if you choose to see it that way. Your perspective also shapes your relationships. How you view the people around you can determine the quality of your connections. Are you quick to judge, or do you seek to understand? Do you focus on their flaws, or do you appreciate their strengths? The way you perceive others often reflects how you perceive yourself. By shifting your perspective to one of empathy and gratitude, you can create deeper, more meaningful bonds. Gratitude is a powerful tool for changing your perspective. When you focus on what you have rather than what you lack, you shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance. Gratitude doesn't mean settling for less or ignoring your ambitions. It means recognizing the blessings in your life as you work toward more. It's a reminder that even on the toughest days, there's always something to be thankful for. Perspective also plays a crucial role in how you view success. Society often defines success in narrow terms: wealth, status, or recognition. But true success is deeply personal. It's about aligning your actions with your values. It's about finding fulfillment in the journey, not just the destination. When you stop comparing your path to others and focus on what success means to you, you free yourself from unnecessary pressure. Remember, your perspective isn't fixed. It can evolve. It's shaped by your experiences, beliefs, and mindset. If you've been viewing the world through a lens of doubt or negativity, it's never too late to change that. Start by questioning your assumptions. Challenge the stories you've been telling yourself. Are they empowering, or are they holding you back? Here's a practical exercise to shift your perspective. Whenever you're faced with a challenge, ask yourself 3 questions. First, what can I learn from this? Second, how can this make me stronger? And third, what's one positive thing about this situation? These questions won't magically make the challenge disappear, but they will help you see it in a new light. Perspective isn't about being naive or overly optimistic. It's about balance. It's about acknowledging the difficulties while choosing to focus on the possibilities. It's about understanding that your thoughts shape your reality. Think about a time in your life when something you thought was a setback turned out to be a blessing in disguise. Maybe it was a job you didn't get, a relationship that ended, or a plan that didn't work out. In the moment, it might have felt like the end of the world, but looking back, you can see how it led you to something better. That's the power of perspective. When you cultivate a positive and open perspective, you create space for growth and opportunity. You become more resilient, more adaptable, and more at peace with the journey of life. So the next time you're faced with a challenge, take a step back. Breathe. Ask yourself how you're choosing to view it. Remember that you have the power to change your perspective at any moment. And when you do, you'll find that the world looks a little brighter, a little more hopeful, and full of possibilities. Because at the end of the day, your perspective is your choice. And that choice can change everything. The path to true success begins with accountability. Taking full responsibility for your life, your choices, your actions, and your outcomes unlocks your ability to create the future you desire. It's a simple yet profound truth. The moment you stop blaming others or external circumstances is the moment you regain control. Accountability is not about guilt or blame. It's about ownership. It's the recognition that while you may not control everything that happens to you, you always have control over how you respond. That response is what shapes your life. Start with a question. Are you fully accountable to yourself? Are you taking responsibility for the habits you've built, the results you're achieving, and the goals you're pursuing? Accountability is not something forced upon you. It's a commitment you make to yourself. When you embrace accountability, you shift from a victim mindset to a creator mindset. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? You ask, what can I do about this? This shift is empowering. It puts you in the driver's seat of your life. One of the greatest challenges in taking responsibility is confronting your excuses. Excuses are comfortable. They protect you from discomfort and shield you from failure, but they also limit your growth. Think about it. Every time you make an excuse, you're giving away your power. You're saying that your circumstances are stronger than your ability to change them. But here's the truth. You are stronger than your excuses. Excuses might feel valid in the moment, but they're often just barriers your mind creates to avoid effort or fear of failure. To overcome them, you must be brutally honest with yourself. Ask, am I being honest about what's holding me back? When you identify your excuses, you can start replacing them with solutions. Accountability also involves setting clear and realistic goals. Without goals, you're like a ship without a destination, drifting aimlessly. But goals give you purpose and direction. They help you measure progress and hold yourself to a higher standard. However, accountability doesn't stop at setting goals. It's about following through. It's about doing what you said you would, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is the bridge between setting a goal and achieving it. And discipline is built on accountability. Think of discipline as a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it gets. And just like building physical strength, building discipline requires consistent effort. You don't have to take massive leaps. Small, consistent actions over time lead to big results. Another key to accountability is reflection. Take time to evaluate your progress regularly. Ask yourself, what's working, what's not, where can I improve? Self-reflection isn't about dwelling on mistakes. It's about learning from them. When you reflect, you gain clarity. You understand what needs to change, and you give yourself the opportunity to grow. But accountability isn't just about the tough moments. It's also about celebrating your wins, no matter how small. Acknowledging your progress reinforces your commitment. It reminds you that your efforts are paying off, and it motivates you to keep going. Surrounding yourself with the right people can also strengthen your sense of accountability. The people you spend time with have a profound impact on your mindset and habits. Are they lifting you up or holding you back? Are they challenging you to be better or encouraging you to stay the same? Find those who inspire you, who push you to reach higher, share your goals with them, and ask them to hold you accountable. When you know someone else is watching, it creates a powerful incentive to stay on track. But remember, external accountability is only a supplement. True accountability comes from within. It's about being honest with yourself, even when no one else is watching. It's about holding yourself to a standard of excellence, not because someone else expects it, but because you do. One of the most liberating aspects of accountability is realizing that you are in control of your time. Time is your most valuable resource. How you choose to spend it reflects your priorities and determines your outcomes. Are you spending your time on activities that align with your goals, or are you letting distractions take over? Being accountable for your time means saying no to things that don't serve your purpose. It means setting boundaries and protecting your focus. It means recognizing that every moment is a choice. Accountability also requires resilience. There will be setbacks. There will be days when you fall short. But accountability doesn't mean being perfect. It means being persistent. It means picking yourself up, learning from your mistakes, and continuing to move forward. At its core, accountability is about freedom. It's about freeing yourself from the blame, excuses, and inaction that keep you stuck. It's about stepping into your power and owning your life. When you take responsibility, you gain control. When you gain control, you create change. So take a moment to reflect. What areas of your life need more accountability? What excuses do you need to let go of? What actions can you take today to move closer to your goals? The journey won't always be easy, but it will be worth it. Because when you embrace accountability, you unlock your potential. You become the architect of your future. And you prove to yourself day by day that you are capable of achieving greatness. And that's the most powerful realization of all. You are in control. Your life is your responsibility. And with accountability, there is no limit to what you can achieve. The path to achievement is rarely straight, and the road to greatness is often paved with obstacles. What separates those who succeed from those who falter is persistence. It's the unshakable determination to keep going, no matter how challenging the journey becomes. Persistence isn't just about working hard, it's about working smart. It's the art of adapting, learning, and growing as you face setbacks. Each obstacle isn't a wall meant to stop you. It's a test designed to strengthen you. When you view challenges as opportunities to grow, your perspective shifts. Instead of feeling defeated, you feel empowered. Think about the nature of success. It doesn't happen overnight. Every great achievement you admire is the result of countless small, consistent actions. These actions build momentum over time. The key is to keep moving forward, even when progress feels slow. At the heart of persistence is resilience. Life will test your patience, your strength, and your resolve. It's inevitable. But resilience is what helps you bounce back. It's what allows you to turn failures into lessons and setbacks into comebacks. The truth is, failure is not the opposite of success, it's a part of it. Every failure carries a lesson, and every lesson brings you closer to your goals. Instead of fearing failure, embrace it. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this make me better? One of the greatest tools for persistence is clarity. Knowing your why gives you the strength to keep going when things get tough. What drives you? What motivates you to push forward when the odds are stacked against you? When you connect deeply with your purpose, no obstacle can break your spirit. But clarity is just the beginning. Persistence requires action. It's easy to dream big, but dreams alone won't get you there. It's the consistent effort, day in and day out, that makes the difference. Even on the days when motivation fades, discipline steps in. Discipline is your anchor. It's what keeps you grounded when the excitement wears off and the grind feels endless. It's what ensures you stay true to your commitments, even when progress feels invisible. The key to persistence is understanding that small steps taken consistently lead to big results. Another important aspect of persistence is flexibility. Stubbornness and persistence are not the same. Stubbornness means sticking to a plan even when it's not working. Persistence means staying committed to your goal but being willing to adjust your approach. Sometimes the path you planned isn't the path that works, and that's okay. What matters is finding a way forward. In moments of doubt, remind yourself of how far you've come. Reflection is a powerful motivator. Look back at the obstacles you've already overcome, the challenges you've faced, and the growth you've achieved. Each step forward, no matter how small, is proof of your capability. Support is another critical factor in persistence. While your journey is ultimately your responsibility, the people around you can make a significant impact. Surround yourself with individuals who believe in your vision, who uplift you during tough times, and who celebrate your victories. Their encouragement can be a source of strength when your own resolve wavers. But support is a two-way street. As you persist in your goals, be mindful of offering support to others. Inspire them with your determination, and you'll find that the energy you give comes back to you. Together, you can create a cycle of resilience and motivation that drives everyone forward. Persistence also requires patience. In a world that craves instant gratification, patience is a rare virtue, but success is a marathon, not a sprint. The most meaningful achievements take time. They require effort, dedication, and the willingness to endure challenges. Patience doesn't mean waiting passively. It means trusting the process while staying active in your pursuit. It means believing that your efforts will pay off even if the results aren't immediately visible. Visualization is another powerful tool for persistence. Picture yourself achieving your goal. Imagine the sense of accomplishment, the pride, and the joy you'll feel. This mental image can serve as a beacon, guiding you through the hard days and reminding you why you started. But persistence isn't just about achieving external goals. It's about becoming the person who achieves them. The journey shapes you. It builds your character, strengthens your resilience, and teaches you the value of hard work. When you persist, you're not just creating a better life, you're creating a better you. Remember, every great story of success is also a story of persistence. The innovators, leaders, and achievers you admire didn't succeed because it was easy. They succeeded because they refused to quit. They persisted through failures, setbacks, and doubt. And so can you. Ask yourself this: what will your story of persistence look like? Will it be one of resilience, determination, and triumph? Will it be a testament to your ability to rise above challenges and create the life you want? The power of persistence lies in your hands. It's a choice you make every day. It's the decision to keep going, to adapt, to learn, and to grow. It's the belief that your efforts matter, that your dreams are worth pursuing, and that you have what it takes to succeed. So keep moving forward, keep taking steps, no matter how small. Trust in your journey and trust in yourself. With persistence, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Life is filled with opportunities, but opportunities mean nothing without action. Many people dream of success, but only a few are willing to take the steps needed to make it a reality. Dreams without action remain just that. Dreams. What separates those who achieve from those who only wish is their ability to act. Action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's not enough to think about your goals or talk about them. You have to take the first step, even if it's small. That first move creates momentum, and momentum is a powerful force. It builds confidence, reduces fear, and propels you toward your destination. Often people wait for the perfect moment to act. They tell themselves they need more time, more knowledge, or more resources. But the truth is, there's no such thing as the perfect moment. Waiting only delays progress. The best time to act is now. Start with what you have, where you are, and trust that the path will unfold as you move forward. Taking action requires courage. It means stepping outside of your comfort zone and embracing uncertainty. Yes, there's a chance of failure, but there's also the possibility of success. Every step you take brings you closer to your goal and further from regret, because in the end, it's not the risks you took that haunt you, it's the chances you didn't take. Action also teaches you valuable lessons. Each step, whether it leads to success or a setback, provides insights you wouldn't have gained by standing still. You learn what works, what doesn't, and how to adapt. This process of learning and adjusting is essential for growth. But taking action doesn't mean you need to have everything figured out. It's okay to start imperfectly. Many of the most successful people began with uncertainty, mistakes, and trial and error. What mattered was their willingness to try. They understood that progress comes from doing, not from waiting for clarity or guarantees. Clarity often comes through action. As you take steps toward your goals, the path becomes clearer. You begin to see opportunities you couldn't have imagined before. You gain confidence in your abilities and start to believe in what's possible. One of the keys to consistent action is focus. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. It's easy to lose sight of your goals when you're constantly pulled in different directions. That's why it's important to prioritize. Identify what truly matters to you and dedicate your time and energy to those things. Focus isn't about doing everything, it's about doing the right things. It's about saying no to what doesn't align with your goals so you can say yes to what does. When you focus on what matters, your efforts become more effective and your progress accelerates. Another crucial element of action is persistence. Not every step you take will yield immediate results, and that's okay. Success is often a game of patience. The key is to keep moving forward, even when progress feels slow. Each small step adds up over time, and eventually those steps lead to big changes. Action also requires self-discipline. There will be days when motivation is low and distractions are high. On those days, discipline becomes your greatest ally. It's the ability to push through, to stick to your commitments, and to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. But self-discipline doesn't mean being hard on yourself. It's about creating habits and routines that support your goals. When you make action a part of your daily life, it becomes second nature. You don't have to rely on willpower alone because your habits take over. Accountability is another powerful tool for taking action. Share your goals with someone you trust, whether it's a friend, a mentor, or a community. When others are aware of your commitments, it creates a sense of responsibility. You're more likely to follow through because you don't want to let them or yourself down. Celebrating small wins is also important. Every step forward is an achievement worth recognizing. These moments of celebration remind you of your progress and keep you motivated. They reinforce the belief that your efforts are paying off and that you're capable of achieving your goals. Taking action doesn't mean rushing or being reckless. It's about being deliberate and intentional. It's about balancing courage with thoughtfulness. Sometimes the best action is to pause, evaluate, and plan your next move. But once the plan is clear, it's time to act. Inaction, on the other hand, breeds doubt and fear. The longer you wait, the more you overthink. And the more you overthink, the harder it becomes to start. Action breaks this cycle. It shifts your focus from what if to what's next. Remember, every great achievement began with a single step. The biggest goals, the grandest dreams, and the most extraordinary accomplishments all started with someone deciding to act. That person could be you. So ask yourself, what can you do today to move closer to your goals? What small step can you take right now? The journey may be long, but it starts with a single move. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for more confidence or more resources. Start now. Because every moment you spend taking action is a moment spent building your future. Your dreams are within reach, but they won't come to you. You have to go to them. Take that first step and then the next and keep going. The power to create the life you want is in your hands. You just have to take action. Life is full of challenges. Some are small hurdles while others feel like mountains too high to climb. It's during these moments that resilience becomes your greatest strength. Resilience isn't about avoiding struggles, it's about facing them head on and refusing to give up, no matter how difficult things get. Think of resilience as the muscle that allows you to recover, adapt, and thrive. Like any muscle, it grows stronger the more you use it. Every setback, every obstacle, and every failure you face is an opportunity to build resilience. It's not about being unshaken by life's difficulties, but about standing back up after every fall. When adversity strikes, it's natural to feel overwhelmed. You may question your abilities, your goals, or even your worth. But these are the moments that define you. Resilience begins with mindset, the belief that you have what it takes to endure and overcome. One way to strengthen resilience is to reframe challenges as opportunities for growth. Instead of seeing failure as the end, view it as a lesson. What went wrong? What can you learn? How can you do better next time? This shift in perspective transforms setbacks into stepping stones. Another crucial aspect of resilience is maintaining a sense of purpose. When you have a clear why, it becomes easier to navigate the how. Your purpose acts as a guiding light, reminding you of what you're working toward, even when the path gets tough. But resilience isn't just about inner strength, it's also about seeking support. No one succeeds entirely on their own. Lean on your friends, family, or mentors when times get hard. A supportive network can provide encouragement, perspective, and solutions you might not see on your own. Building resilience also requires self-care. It's hard to bounce back when you're physically or emotionally drained. Take care of your body through exercise, sleep, and proper nutrition. Nurture your mind with positive thoughts, gratitude, and moments of rest. Self-care isn't selfish, it's essential. Resilience often involves letting go of what you can't control. Life is unpredictable, and not everything will go according to plan. Instead of focusing on what's outside your control, direct your energy toward what you can influence: your actions, your attitude, and your choices. This brings us to the importance of adaptability. The world is constantly changing, and so are the circumstances of your life. Resilience means being flexible and open to change. It's about adjusting your plans without losing sight of your goals. Think about it like this. A tree that bends with the wind is less likely to break during a storm. Similarly, when you adapt to life's challenges, you become more capable of withstanding difficulties. Adaptability doesn't mean giving up, it means finding new ways to move forward. Resilience is also deeply tied to self-belief. You have to trust in your ability to overcome challenges, even when the odds are against you. This trust isn't arrogance. It's the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you faced tough times before and emerged stronger. Building this confidence starts with small victories. Each time you push through a tough moment, acknowledge your strength. Celebrate the fact that you didn't give up. These small wins remind you of your capability and fuel your determination for the future. Another key to resilience is maintaining a sense of humor. Laughter has a way of lightening even the heaviest burdens. That doesn't mean you're ignoring your challenges, it means you're choosing to face them with a lighter heart. Finding moments of joy, even during tough times, can help you stay balanced and focused. Resilience isn't about being perfect or never feeling down, it's about being honest with yourself. Allow yourself to feel frustration, sadness, or fear, but don't let those feelings define you. Acknowledge them, process them, and then choose to move forward. Gratitude also plays a powerful role in resilience. When you focus on what you have rather than what you lack, it shifts your perspective. Gratitude reminds you of the good in your life, even during tough times. It's a way of finding light in the darkness. Another component of resilience is persistence. Challenges don't disappear overnight, and success rarely comes without effort. Resilience means staying committed to your goals, even when progress is slow. It's about showing up every day and doing your best, no matter how small the steps may seem. Sometimes, resilience requires you to step back and reevaluate. Not every battle is worth fighting, and not every path leads to your desired destination. Knowing when to pivot, when to let go, and when to try a different approach is a sign of strength, not weakness. Resilience is a journey, not a destination. It's a skill you cultivate over time through experiences, challenges, and triumphs. Every time you face adversity, you're given a chance to grow stronger, wiser, and more capable. So when life tests you, remember this: you are stronger than you think. The road may be tough, but you have what it takes to navigate it. Every obstacle you overcome adds to your resilience, shaping you into a version of yourself you never thought possible. Keep going, trust in your strength, and remember, resilience isn't about avoiding storms, it's about learning to dance in the rain. Success begins and ends with self-discipline. It's the foundation that supports every goal, every ambition, and every dream. Without it, even the most talented individual will fall short. But with it, the possibilities are endless. Self-discipline is not about restrictions or punishment. It's about freedom. Freedom to make choices that align with your goals, even when the easier option tempts you. It's about saying no to distractions and yes to the actions that move you closer to where you want to be. At its core, self-discipline starts with clarity. You must know what you want and why it matters to you. Vague goals lead to inconsistent efforts. But when you're crystal clear about your destination, it becomes easier to stay the course. Write down your goals, visualize them, keep them at the forefront of your mind. One of the most powerful tools for building self-discipline is habits. Habits are the small, consistent actions that compound over time to create massive change. Start by focusing on one habit at a time, whether it's waking up early, exercising regularly, or dedicating an hour each day to personal growth. Consistency is key. Remember, the brain thrives on routine. When you create a pattern of disciplined behavior, it becomes easier to maintain. What feels difficult at first will soon become second nature. That's the beauty of habits. They reduce the mental effort required to stay disciplined. But self-discipline is not just about habits, it's also about choices. Every day you're faced with countless decisions. Some of these choices are small, like what to eat for breakfast. Others are bigger, like how to spend your free time. Each decision shapes your path. To strengthen self-discipline, learn to delay gratification. Immediate rewards often come at the expense of long-term success. It's tempting to binge watch your favorite show or hit snooze on the alarm, but those moments of indulgence can derail your progress. Instead, train yourself to prioritize the actions that lead to lasting fulfillment. Set boundaries for yourself. Discipline means knowing when to say no, not just to others, but to your own impulses. It's about recognizing when something doesn't serve your goals and having the strength to walk away. Boundaries protect your time, energy, and focus. Another key aspect of self-discipline is accountability. Share your goals with someone you trust, a friend, a mentor, or even a community. When others are aware of your commitments, it creates an added layer of motivation to stay on track. Accountability also includes self-reflection. Take time to evaluate your progress. Are you sticking to your commitments? Are you making the most of your time? Honest self-assessment allows you to identify areas for improvement and celebrate your wins, no matter how small. Failures are inevitable on the path to self-discipline. There will be days when you slip up, when you choose comfort over growth. But discipline isn't about being perfect, it's about persistence. Each time you fall, you have the opportunity to rise again, stronger and more determined. Learn to forgive yourself for mistakes. Guilt and self-criticism only hold you back. Instead, focus on what you can do better moving forward. Use every setback as a stepping stone to greater discipline. Discipline is also deeply tied to purpose. When you have a clear reason behind your actions, it becomes easier to stay consistent. Ask yourself, why does this goal matter? What will it bring to your life? Connect with that purpose daily. Time management plays a crucial role in self-discipline. Without a plan, it's easy to waste hours on unproductive activities. Start each day with a clear schedule. Prioritize the tasks that align with your goals and tackle them when your energy is highest. Eliminate distractions. In today's world, it's all too easy to lose focus. Social media, notifications, and endless entertainment vie for your attention. Set boundaries with your devices. Create an environment that supports focus and productivity. Celebrate your progress. Self-discipline doesn't mean denying yourself joy. Reward yourself for your efforts. Recognize the milestones you've achieved, no matter how small. These rewards reinforce your commitment and make the journey more enjoyable. Discipline also requires self-awareness. Understand your triggers, the situations, emotions, or habits that lead to procrastination or distraction. Once you identify these patterns, you can create strategies to overcome them. Surround yourself with people who inspire and challenge you. Your environment has a profound impact on your discipline. When you're surrounded by individuals who prioritize growth and accountability, their habits and attitudes rub off on you. Lastly, remember that self-discipline is a skill, not a trait. It's something you develop through practice and effort. The more you exercise discipline, the stronger it becomes. Every time you choose discipline over indulgence, you're reinforcing your ability to stay consistent. Every decision, no matter how small, contributes to your overall growth. Discipline may not always feel rewarding in the moment, but the long-term benefits are undeniable. It's the key to unlocking your potential, achieving your goals, and living a life of purpose and fulfillment. So embrace self-discipline with open arms. It's not a burden, it's a gift you give to yourself. A gift that allows you to create the life you've always dreamed of, one choice at a time. Resilience is the heart of greatness. Life will test you. It will challenge you in ways you never anticipated. But resilience is what transforms obstacles into opportunities. It's the ability to rise again and again, no matter how many times you're knocked down. Resilience begins with mindset. Challenges are inevitable, but how you respond defines your journey. Instead of seeing problems as roadblocks, view them as stepping stones. Every setback carries a lesson. Every challenge strengthens your character. This mindset shift is the foundation for turning adversity into fuel for growth. Think of resilience as a muscle. The more you face and overcome hardships, the stronger it becomes. Start with small wins. When life throws a curveball, tackle it head on, even if it's uncomfortable. Each victory, no matter how minor, builds confidence and reinforces your ability to handle more. Resilience isn't just about enduring tough times, it's about thriving because of them. The key lies in perspective. When you hit a low point, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Or, how can I use this experience to grow? This shift in focus helps you see value in adversity, turning pain into purpose. But resilience alone isn't enough. You need vision. Vision gives you direction, something to aim for when the path seems unclear. Without a clear destination, resilience can feel like wandering in circles. A powerful vision pulls you forward, reminding you why you started and why it's worth continuing. To craft a compelling vision, connect with your deepest desires. What drives you? What brings you joy, meaning, and fulfillment? Your vision should ignite a fire within you. It doesn't have to be perfect or grand. It just needs to align with your values and aspirations. Once you define your vision, break it into actionable steps. Big dreams can feel overwhelming, but small, consistent actions bring them to life. Each step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Celebrate those steps and let them fuel your momentum. Resilience and vision work hand in hand. When challenges arise, your vision gives you a reason to persevere. And as you build resilience, you gain the strength to pursue your vision with unwavering determination. Together, they create an unstoppable force. However, the road to fulfilling your vision isn't just about resilience. It's also about adaptability. Life rarely unfolds as planned. Circumstances change, unexpected events occur, and sometimes you're forced to pivot. Adaptability ensures you stay flexible without losing sight of your ultimate goal. Adaptability doesn't mean abandoning your vision. It means finding new paths to achieve it. When obstacles appear, take a step back. Evaluate the situation, explore alternative routes, and adjust your approach. This flexibility keeps you moving forward even when the journey takes an unexpected turn. A crucial aspect of resilience and vision is self-belief. If you don't believe in your ability to overcome challenges and achieve your goals, no one else will. Cultivate a mindset of confidence even in the face of uncertainty. Remind yourself of past successes, of the times you proved your doubts wrong. Surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you. The right environment can strengthen your resilience and sharpen your vision. Seek mentors, friends, or communities that align with your values and aspirations. Their support and wisdom will remind you of your potential, especially during tough times. Equally important is maintaining a healthy balance. Pursuing a vision and building resilience doesn't mean running yourself into the ground. Burnout is the enemy of progress. Prioritize self-care, both mentally and physically. Rest, recharge, and refocus. A clear mind and healthy body are essential for long-term success. Resilience also comes from embracing failure. Fear of failure holds many people back, but failure is not the opposite of success, it's a part of it. Each failure brings you closer to your goals by teaching you what doesn't work and how to improve. Instead of fearing failure, welcome it as a necessary step in the process. One way to strengthen resilience is by practicing gratitude. When life feels overwhelming, take a moment to reflect on the things you're grateful for. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's going wrong to what's going right. It provides perspective and reminds you of the progress you've made. Remember, resilience isn't about being unbreakable. It's about being unyielding in the face of hardship. It's about bending without breaking, adapting without giving up, and learning without losing hope. Resilience is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. Your vision, on the other hand, is the beacon guiding you across that bridge. It's the light that shines even in the darkest moments, reminding you of what's possible. Together, resilience and vision empower you to achieve the extraordinary. As you move forward, let resilience anchor you and vision inspire you. Don't let temporary setbacks define your story. Instead, let them shape you into someone stronger, wiser, and more determined. Your potential is limitless, but it requires you to embrace the journey with open arms. Keep pushing, keep striving, and never lose sight of what matters most. Resilience and vision are the keys to unlocking a life of purpose, achievement, and fulfillment. Believe in yourself, trust the process, and watch as you transform challenges into triumphs and dreams into reality. This is your journey. Own it.